Good morning, participants. On behalf of G.Pulla Reddy College of Pharmacy, I welcome you all for the 5th day session on clinical research. I welcome Dr. Ahmed Kabir, today's speaker. So now I request Dr. Archana, our assistant professor, to introduce the speaker
Good
to the
morning, one
audience.
and all. Good morning, one and all. I, K. Archana Reddy, working as an assistant professor in G.Pulla Reddy College of Pharmacy. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker, SMZ Ahmed Kabir, Director and Head of Operations of IDDCR, Clinical Research Private Limited, Hyderabad. Mr. SMZ Ahmed Kabir completed his Masters in Biotechnology and Bioinformatics, and he is currently Director and Head of Operations of IDDCR Clinical Research Private Limited, who is having over 18 years of proven experience in managing, planning, development, implementation, and support in clinical research and data science process used in biopharmaceutical industry, contract research organization, and FSP, functional service provider. He is an Asia's first accredited SAS instructor in clinical and healthcare research domain and developed various skill development programs to fill gap between corporate and academia. Thank you, sir, for being with us.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for the introduction. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Right. So good morning, everyone. It was a pleasure meeting you all. I wish to meet you all in person, but due to this the COVID pandemic, like we all are locked down at our home, and we could able to connect through the webinar. So I wish maybe probably in the future to come in person to meet you in to present some more exciting topics. So I hope you all are safe and your families are safe at home. And thank you so much for the college management to organizing this wonderful webinar. And I really appreciate this particular effort to making everything to be in a proper organized manner. So thank you so much for giving this opportunity also to be one of the speaker. And I want to give some background about the topics. So before getting into the why I have chosen this particular topic is mainly the opportunity and career. Rather thinking about in a subjective, because end of the day, like after we complete our college and got our degree in our hand, and like we need to plan our job and we need to like get into the proper career. So at this point of time, because now the pandemic, so now the COVID, it's teaching a lot of lessons to the people. So even not only for the students, even to the people who are working employees, also like we are finding a very much challenging situations, like how to plan our career, how to operate ourselves. So keeping in that mind, I thought of like to tell something about like how this opportunity is going to be and how you can plan your career. So gaps you are having it to meet the company requirement or industry requirement, how you can able to be the skills, the knowledge the college is giving, the university curriculum, the college is giving a fantastic knowledge and fantastic like, exposure to the subject. But in terms of skills, so we need to like a little get up. So that's very important. So the today presentations will give you an enlight to you plan the career, and also to what kind of right jobs you can able to prefer. So that will be the the major scope of me, and also like you also can able to grab all particular presentation. So let me introduce myself, and I'm Kabir. My full name is Ahmed Kabir. The people call me as Kabir. And I have completed my educations in Tamil Nadu in university called it as Bharatidasan University. So complete my educations, all my educations in Tamil Nadu. Then I have moved to Bangalore for an opportunity in biotechnology and bioinformatics. Since 2003 onwards, I was in this particular field. So approximately since I got around 18 years of an experience and IT enabled services. In this biomedical field, it can be a pharmaceutical, it can be a healthcare, it can be a clinical research. So my major aim to be is to implement the information technology, how effectively we can use the information technology to speed up the process of clinical research, healthcare, and the pharmaceutical. In various field I was operating it, mainly in the three areas. One is project delivery. So whenever the project any company is getting it, how they can effectively deliver through the software and the information technology. Second thing is this staffing. So the manpower. Okay, so how to equip the manpower to work from the remotely. So you can work from anywhere. So how you can able to remotely you can able to work. That was in terms of a staffing. The third one is the training. If anybody is having the gap in terms of the industry requirement, so how we can able to you know give them the necessary the skills or the skill or a professional development skills to the talents, and how we can able to groom them. So this is what my the three areas under the biomedical research side, I'm just working on the last 18 years. And I was the first accredited SAS trainer in the Asia. So during 2008, okay, our company is associated with SAS partner. So I was associated with this SAS in clinical domain since 2008, and it's a proud to say that I got the first in Asia's clinical domain, the first accredited trainer. So I have a vast experience. I wish you can get all my ideas and my thoughts. So you should know about me. That's why I'm just telling about more about me, because whether I'm a right person to tell about or to speak about this particular topic or not, you should able to understand that one. So that's the reason I thought of to give this particular background about me. So the 18 years is a very small experience only, but still I was worked with the students a lot. Okay, so more than since 7,000 students since in my education, since I was started as my career in biotechnology and bioinformatics, 7,000 plus students I have given a career planning, the career advice and everything. So probably is this my towards your career opportunity, towards your the what kind of a job. Okay, so if anything, please after the presentations, I love to hear. So this is my agenda for today. So you might be learned a lot of things about the drug discovery and development process and the clinical research, and the all the overview about the clinical research. So in the point of job opportunity, so I want to give some kind of knowledge. So I think since a couple of days back, you had another presentations on clinical research and ethics. What are the principles and ethics, principal ethics in the clinical research? So you might be gather a lot of technical understanding from our speaker. So I'm not going to waste the time by talking more about this particular the clinical research technical things. And I want to get into more about this opportunity and more about the how you can able to connect your work. So every job descriptions, what kind of job descriptions you can able to take it, and what kind of a companies you can able to work like that. I'm going to talk more, so that I need to talk something about the drug discovery and development process, and also the clinical research overview in terms of the process. Then clinical data science. The clinical data science is the technology based, how you are using the technology, how you are using the cloud computing or IoT. IoT is nothing but an informations of things or Internet of Things for the clinical research, we can say that. So how we are going to utilize this certain recent technologies to able to to adopt or to kind of accurate and also the quality, accuracy, or like speeding up the process. So how the technology is going to help to speed up the process and all. Few demos I have. I want to show you the actually how this particular softwares are designed for handling the clinical research data. So let us understand, like is this how this particular the demo are going to be. I'll show that particular software and how this are conducted. At last, the job opportunity. Let us discuss about the few job opportunity and the industry. What kind of companies you can able to look after? What are the different jobs you can look after? And what kind of preparations we need to plan for the post-COVID-19 impact? Okay, so now the for conducting this particular webinar, like our college management taken the fantastic preparations, like how to handle, even though we are not sitting our home, so how to give this particular knowledge to our candidate, like is this, they have given us some kind of preparation, right? Same like that for our job, our career, our life. So the post, the COVID-19 impact, so what we have to be prepared. So that is also I want to give some kind of a suggestion, right? So let us understand the drug discovery and process. Okay, definitely I'll make sure that I won't make you guys bored. Okay, some of the very interesting factors are coming up, so be please attentive. And it's your job, it's your career, it's your life. It's you have to plan, you have to be proactive on your life. Okay, there are bunches of people will be waiting after your completion of your B.Pharm. So they will be waiting for like to know about like what my son, my daughter going to look for a job, or what my friend is going to look for a job. Like the people are waiting it. So be attentive, and definitely I'll make sure that not bore you guys. Okay, and maybe please take a pen and paper and write all your questions and keep it with you. Maybe when the our organizer giving some time for us to discuss on the question, I am happy to share the questions to you. I mean, answer the questions. And this middle of the presentation, suppose my internet is gone or whatever, I'll be back to the connection within like 2 minutes of time. Okay, so don't get panic. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, I'll just continue. So drug discovery and development process. Okay, it's a story of 10 years to 15 years, because this is not a very small duration. It's a big. Okay, it's a drug discovery and development. To release a one drug into the market, you have to work, you have to do the research and development for like more than 10 years. That average, the minimum companies are demanding that like an average we require 12 years to release a one drug into the market. That is the reason today it's got proven. Even the coronavirus has been, the identified from the December 2019. So till date, we don't have that particular proper treatment for this particular coronavirus. So we are trying to get come out with the try and get come out with the proper drug. Like some companies are demanding it. There is a drugs are available for the treatment, but not proven, not proven. Or like even some companies are announcing that I got a vaccine, but like not proven, or not anybody like is taking the vaccine. So these are the challenges what we are facing it, and we are seeing it on live with this particular coronavirus disease. Keeping in mind to take for an one drug to release into the market, it will take like 12 years. You can take it and approximately. Okay, so coming to the process, what are the different stages are there in the drug discovery and development process? Point number one, the basic research, drug discovery and clinical research. These all are the work or the R&D activities typically is conducted at the laboratory, the R&D lab, the R&D facilities. Okay, so I'm talking about the biotechnology, or like the chemistry lab. This kind of a work will go. So once we identify the disease, okay, this disease, for example, tuberculosis is a disease. It's caused by the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So Mycobacterium is a bacteria. which causes the disease bacteria, sorry, the tuberculosis. So once we identify that particular source of the disease, then we need to find out the chemicals so that the particular chemicals can able to kill the particular pathogen. Is nothing but a bacteria, or it can be a virus, or okay, any kind of things like in the chemical can able to start, act on the biological agent and kill and remove from the particular body. So we need to do a research on a chemical in the lab to prove that the drug is going to be effective or not. So once proven in the lab by using the lab apparatus, you might be noticed in your practical in college labs, in the medicinal chemistry lab, like the test tube, conical flask, or a petri dish, or a burette, pipette, or any kind of like the lab apparatus you are taking. That is what will be conducted in the basic drug. That is nothing but this part I'm talking about, the drug discovery and the basic research. Okay, then preclinical trial. So first time you are going to test in the living things. So in the basic research and drug discovery, all are in the labs. Okay, so now you are going to do a research in the animal. Okay, so why animal? Okay, because anyway the drug is going to be tested in the human. Okay, so before conducting the human, we should collect the evidence that the drug is going to be safer in the human or not by conducting the trial in the animal study. That is nothing but before conducting the clinical trial you should get an approval before conducting the clinical trial in human with the FDA, by submitting all this particular data, by submitting all this data. Otherwise, the FDA won't allow you to proceed further. FDA won't allow you to proceed further. So mandatory, you need to conduct the research in the clinical. So then take approval that from the FDA stating that the drug is going to be safer in the human. So with the animals, you have to submit to the FDA stating that whatever the clause, I have conducted the research for my drug to prove that the drug is going to be safer in the human. So with the animals in the lab, please see all my records and approve me to conduct the research in the clinical. So this is the phase one, phase two, and phase three. Okay, so the three phases are conducted in a three different aspect. There are three different rules are there. So for example, you can see here the phase one trial, phase two trial, and phase three clinical trial. So phase one, phase two trial, and phase three trial, like this, maybe they have a certain clause, certain conditions are there for this particular the clinical trial. So one things we need to understand the before understanding about the clinical trial, the average time it will take for like consider conducting the basic drug discovery, 3 to 6 years will take. Then for clinical trial, 6 to 9 years, and for an FDA approval for 1 year. The next, the post marketing surveillance after the drug is approved into the market. After the drug is approved into the market, you will take like that is a trial we used to call it as that's an ongoing process. After the drug is approved into the market till the drug lose its patent, the drug has to be monitored. The drug has to be monitored, and any problem is caused by the drug, that action taken against the drug under the guidelines of the pharmacovigilance. Okay, so this is the total the drug discovery and the process. Okay, so once clinical trial, the FDA, you have to submit to the same thing, another a license or other a licensing a approval, we can call it as. It is something called as again NDA, the new drug approval process. The new drug approval process is nothing but okay, sharing all your human trial, the phase one, phase two, phase three clinical trial reports, the data what you have obtained from the patient to the FDA, stating that sir, I have conducted the clinical research. Okay, so this is the data I have acquainted, I have collected from the patient. It is showing that the drug is safer. So please allow me to release the drug into the market so that I can able to cure the patient. So like that, the sponsor, the pharmaceutical company will be approaching the FDA. The FDA takes some time to review whatever the statement, whatever the data you provided, then they will approve the drug to release into the market. Okay, so the process is like are well defined, the globally adopted. You go anywhere across the world, not only in India, not only in US, not only in New Zealand, Australia, UK, Europe, every countries across the globe, this is the typical process is followed. Learn the process, learn the process concept. Through the process you can able to learn. Now I'm talking about like, what is this clinical trial? In the process, clinical trial is there. Of course, I'll be telling about we are as a students like, we are not learning the process. We are just learning the concept, the terminology we are learning it. Okay, so the process based learning, the project based learning is a very important. That will give a job. Okay, the concept based learning will give a knowledge. It give a knowledge, it give you some kind of an awareness. That's it. So very important. So what the process about the drug discovery, I'm showing you global standard. It's a followed by every countries across the globe. Okay, the numbers will be vary, the years will be vary. Okay, the maybe I put in my screen clinical research will take a 6 to 9 years. Maybe they'll complete like in a 3 years. Maybe they'll complete like a more than 3 years, more than 10 years also they will go. That is the only the timeline will be differ. It is not a standard timeline I'm showing on the screen. Maybe sometime like in FDA within a month they will review. Not even they'll take a 1 year of time. Okay, so these all are the some of the things you need to understand about this process. Let me go to the next presentations about the clinical research. Okay, I made it my presentation very crisp and clear. I want to talk more rather than like showing into the detail about this particular presentation, because I want to talk more about on the technology and the process. So I have limited my things, even I don't want to bore you. Okay, so now let us understand what is clinical research. Clinical research, the word preclinical. The word preclinical means before the human trial. It's nothing but animal trial. The word clinical is suit for the human trial. Another terminology is a human trial or human research, we can say. The clinical research is conducted in the 4 phases: phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, and phase 4. Okay, after the approval, the main objective of this particular all these particular phases are two: how the drug is safer, whether my drug is safer or not. Safety is the first. Second, how the drug is effective. How the drug is effective. Okay, the drug is effective or not. Okay, so whether the drug is curing the disease or not. These are the two major to understand. I cannot take a bunches of people. I cannot able to take like this is the lakhs and people. Maybe let's take in Hyderabad there are like 1 lakh diabetics patient as there. I'm having a one diabetic drug. I cannot able to choose all the 1 lakh people and test it. It's a misconduct. It's a fraud. It's unethical. It's illegal. We shouldn't do it. Okay, so how we all are studying it? Let's take our college, first semester, second semester, third semester. Suppose in the first semester, if you cleared all the papers, then you move to the whether the pass or fail will be monitored. Then again you will go for the second semester with whatever the backlogs are there. So every semester you are assessed. Every paper you are assessed. Every paper you are assessed. Then you are moving to the second year, third year, fourth year, stage by stage. Like you are assessed and you are moving, and finally you are getting your degree. Yes, I have completed my B Pharmacy, or I have completed from M Pharmacy. I have completed my Pharm D. Like that, you are stage by stage. Even the content also will be keep on increasing it. First semester you will have only limited papers. Second semester you will have more papers. Third semester you will have more papers. Third semester, somewhat more detail. So the intensity of learning will be growing. Correct? Same like that only. The clinical research also. First, we'll test in the small group of people. Small group of people. Maybe I can say less than 100. Less than 100 patient will be, healthy volunteers will be taken. Okay, why I'm saying healthy volunteers, healthy people? Drug is a chemical compound. It is organic or maybe an inorganic. I mean to say synthetic or an non-synthetic chemical for curing this particular disease we are taking it. So suppose if I'm giving if something has happened, because patient volunteers, the body, what the history, I'm talking about the vital signs, vital parameters. It can be a blood pressure, it can be a temperature, or you take any kind of vital signs, it will be always abnormal for a patient. Heart rate won't be it won't be a normal, or a temperature may be a ups or down, or a pulse rate will be not a normal. So if you give a drug to the patient, you may not be able to understand because of the drug or because of the disease. So I am taking a less than 100 intense only, intense, some 20, some 30, some 40. We did one project for a phase 1 healthy volunteers study during 2012. That is only 40 subjects, 40 healthy volunteer subjects taken for the trial. Our company is part of the data management and biostatistics we did. This subject, 40 subject only we have taken for the phase 1 trial. What I'm going to understand from the patient, from the healthy volunteers, they're all normal. They don't have any kind of problems. They don't have any kind of issues. They don't have any kind of all the vital signs, all the parameters are quite normal. Okay, so now mainly we are going to understand, okay, the drug is safer or not. If I give the drug to those kind of healthy volunteers, if something is temperature is going down or temperature is increasing it, or else the blood pressure is increasing it or decreasing it, so I can able to understand that yes, this is because of drug, because he's normal, he don't have any issue. So that kind of things we can able to understand from the phase 1 trial. So next things is the phase in the phase 1 trial, we can understand the dosage, in what kind of a dosage we are going to give. For example, you will be increasing the dosage from the normal to the, like for example, 10 mg, 20 mg, 30 mg, 40 mg, like that, you keep on increasing it. Okay, so which dosage the healthy volunteers can able to, or the patient can able to tolerate on this particular disease, the drug, that is has been identified, okay, during this particular the phase 1. Okay, so phase 1 having a lot of answer, not only this particular dosage or a safety, even single ascending dose and multiple ascending dose also we used to call it as mg. Night you take a 500 mg. That means 24 hours, within 24 hours I should consume 1 gram of a medicine. Okay, but I'm splitting that particular medicine into like in the first 500 in the morning and second 500 in the night. Multiple ascending dose. Or else sometimes the doctor will say that one, take a in night before going bed, after your meal, after your dinner. Okay, then you take like 500 mg of a drug. Okay, that's a one the one dose, or a one ascending dose we used to call it as single ascending dose. Okay, so this is called SAD, single ascending dose, MAD, multiple ascending dose, food drug effect, food and drug effect. So the doctor will prescribe before the food or after the food. So this particular the types of how you are going to administer the drugs are studied in the phase 1 clinical research, especially in the phase 1 clinical research. Great. So after giving all the answer from the phase 1 research, then we can go to the phase 2 research. Phase 2. So phase 2 is going to be a diseased patient, the patient with a particular disease, the patient affected with a particular problem for whatever the drug you are going to test. It can be a tuberculosis, for example. So get the tuberculosis patient. It's a coronavirus, get the COVID patient. Okay. If it is the jaundice, get the jaundice patient. Okay. So like that, you are going to get the patient. And now the number of patients more than 100. More than 100. Okay, so now we are trying with more than 100 patients. So currently we are doing a one study. It's going on malaria research, anti-malarial drug. The molecule from the European country, the patent taken by Japanese company called Neopharma Japan. That is our client. They have did a phase 1 trial in Japan. Now phase 2 trial. They collaborating with like in the research institute. Yeah. So total number of subjects is 125. 125 we are taking for this particular research. So the slightly will be taken. So above 100. Some studies, okay, maybe not 100 also. Maybe it go less than that. I have come across one of the COVID-19 research from Malaysian-based company. They are doing a phase 2 study on phase 2 doing it. Okay, so that means the number will be keep decided based on the research activities, so that you don't need to be not, but to you to understand. Suppose you are going to be interview will be asking, tell about your clinical research, what you are understanding in the clinical research. So this will, you can say that one, sir, for a phase 1 less than 100, phase 2 and phase 3 more than 1000. So like that you can able to tell one on rough figure. Okay, so still sir, you also can add a point. Still the projects to project, the number will vary. Okay, so this is the way of like diplomatically answering for the this kind of a question. How many subjects will be taken for a phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 means you can answer this kind of a question. Okay, right. So what is the objective of this particular the phase 2? Okay, effectiveness here, safety here, effectiveness, and also safety always there. Safety is always there in every phase. Okay, but mainly the effectiveness will be studied in the phase 2 and phase 3 also, and phase 3 also. Okay, to cure the disease, that will be studied in the phase 2. Moving to the phase 3, now inject not only in a one region, just going for like some multiple region, different area, different places you are moving. So maybe you conduct a trial only in Hyderabad. So now you want to go to conduct the research, but you want to conduct the trial to understand how this drug is working. Okay, so that's way the number will be keep increasing it. So mainly effectiveness, safety, and also one more parameter will be studying it called long-term use of the drug. What is long-term use of the drug? That is nothing but the how long the drug is medication for 3 days. Your fever will go on 4th day. So I'm taking the medication day 1, day 2, day 3. I'm taking the medication. Okay, I'm testing my temperature whether the it was normal. The 4th day morning, I'm checking the temperature is come down and is normal. Again, 5th day, the fever started. I didn't take in the medication, or not taking the medication, but the fifth day, again the fever started. So that means like the drug is not having a long-term active. A long-term, it is not very active. So the long-term use of the drug is very, very important to understand. Okay. So now the tuberculosis patient has the medication for 6 months. 6 months they have to take the medication. So now the research about the drugs are available for the 2 months and 3 months also. 2 months and 3 months also it is there. So continuously you have to take a medication. Suppose 1 month you are taking, if you left for 1 month, again the disease will be come up. The disease will be come up. Okay. So these all are the some of the things you need to understand about this particular the drug. So that is what studied in the phase 3 trial. Okay. Once you completed your phase 3 research, then you have to gather all the data. All the data. Doing a research for what? To keep all the information with us? No. You have to convey to the regulatory authorities, to FDA, to search, so that you can go for the drug manufacturer and market the drug. So we required a information. The proper data, the proper information need to be gathered. Now, you are learning a semester 1. For 3 months, you are learning. After the university, the board exam will come. The university exam, semester exam. You will be neatly presenting whatever the question. If it is for the 2 marks, 1 mark, 5 marks, 10 marks, you'll be neatly presenting with all your neat handwriting, wherever the neat diagram or the presentation skill you will apply, then accordingly you will be getting the marks, right? Same like that only this approval also. Several years we are doing a research. 3 to 9, so I told you 6 to 9 years we are doing the clinical research. I need to present my data properly to the FDA. It's not like a junk information. Sir, take this particular paper. I'm having a bunches of paper. No. You have to present it well. You have to impress that particular FDA person, because it's a work. 6 years of work or 9 years of your work. You have to present it well. That the presentation is a very, very food. You will present it with a nice dinner set, nice platings, nice arrangements, right? Otherwise, like even the food is very tasty. If your presentation is poor, fine, okay, the plate was not cleaned properly. That the dining table was not good. They will comment. They will look just surroundings and they will look comment. So you have to impress. Even the food is very low tasty or not taste good, by your hospitality and by the presentation, they will love it. They love it. That's why the star hotels are like charging very huge amount for just for a 2 idlis. The 2 idlis, the taste is pathetic, but you are even the 100 rupees they're charging for the 2 idlis, for the presentation, for an ambience, for a look. Same like that only the clinical research information has to be presented in a well organized manner. Well organized manner. So then only they will approve your drug. That shows that how interest, how shown your involvement on the research. The presentation will skill shows that how you are involved. That is the things mainly you need to focus. That is what I'm going to talk about on the opportunity, the data science, the data presentation, the data analysis, the data management, the data standards. the data standards is a very, very important, like how you are going to present it also. So that is what I'm going to talk. Okay, so let's understand the drug is released into the market. Then drug is handled by the patient. The drug is handled by the doctor. The drug is handled by the manufacturer. The three people are going to handle the drug. One is the manufacturer. The drug is approved. Yes, pharma company Novartis, for example, Novartis, you release the drug into the market. Now the manufacturer is going to direct the he's going to manufacture the drug. Next, the drug will be distributed. Doctors come to know about this, the drug is there in the market. Now the drug, how doctor prescribing the medication. The next is the patient taking the drug after the doctor prescription. How he is going to intake this particular medication. Suppose, for example, you take this medication after having a light meal, maybe 2 to 3 idlis, because idli is very, the very steamed food, easily digestible. Okay, maybe after 30 minutes of your taking the medication also, the drug will start react very quickly. Light meal, doctor will ask you to take. After that, you take the medication like that. But what you did, you taken a heavy oil content food, like for example, biryani. So the heavy oil content food, like it will take a minimum of like a 4 to 5 hours just. Then after half an hour of taking the medication also, the drug will start react after 6 hours only. And that too, if you're taking the food in the night time, very late time, then you'll go for a sleep. Next day morning, only the food will start getting digested. Then only the drug will be reacting it. These are the drug mechanisms. Okay, so this kind of things will be understood in the phase 4 trial. How the patients are handling the drug, how the doctors are prescribing the medication to the patient, how the manufacturers are manufacturing. Some kind of a manufacturing defect will come. Some kind of a manufacturing defect will come from the drug. Recently, I bought that's an vitamin E cream, moisturizing cream from Apollo Pharmacy. Okay, the lid was broken. The lid, I could able to see the air, the air sound was coming. So that means like it's not properly sealed. The manufacturer are not properly sealed, or else while shifting or while manufacturer did the things properly, maybe while they're distributing the drug from the manufacturer to the pharmacy, not properly handled. So its sealed got broken. I could able to see the air bubble is coming from the inside to outside. That means like a contamination can happen, right? The chemical can contaminate it, right? If I consume, forget about the cream. Take some kind of a tonic or some kind of like the capsules. You take it to the more than the room temperature. Also, it's caused to some kind of a chemical reaction. If I take this medication, what will happen? Yes, this all the things are studied in the phase 4 trial. Phase 4 trial. Okay, so you have a well-designed regulation and the guidelines. That is nothing but a the what do you call pharmacovigilance. Taking is the drug. Okay, so this is what the phase 4 trial is all about. Right, that's it about the clinical research. Okay, let us understand about the process. What are the process involved in the clinical research? Okay, so it having a lot of process, but I highlighted few process for your understanding. Okay, so we just start with the protocol. Development is a key document. Protocol is a key document for conducting the clinical research. Without this particular protocol, you can't conduct the clinical research. and it will give all the answers. How to conduct the research, when to conduct the research, where to conduct the research, with whom to conduct the research, what information need to be collected from the research, when is this call. It's a key document. It's like a user manual. It's a catalog for conducting the clinical research. Once this protocol is ready, then you can able to look for a research site, the site where you are going to conduct the clinical research, and also the investigation team in the research site, whether the properly that investigations, the research site, the people are available or not. That has to be identified and filled. If a place is ready, the investigation team is ready with a proper training, then you can recruit the subject. If it is for the phase 1, healthy volunteers. If it is for the phase 2 and phase 3, patient volunteers, you can able to select according to your number. If it is 100, go for 100, for 1,000. Follow the protocol instruction. Follow the protocol instruction, and accordingly you can able to recruit the patient. Once the patient is ready on the research sites, investigation team is ready, then get the drug and inject or give to the patient. That's called study conduct. As per the protocol will give that particular day 1, give this particular 20 mg and observe for 24 hours. Day 2, increase the dosage. Day 3, increase the dosage and collect the information like that. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, like that. The properly will be instructed in the protocol. So follow the instruction from the protocol and accordingly conduct the research and collect the data. You might be noticed in the hospital. Any of your relatives, neighbor, or family members are admitted in the hospital. Near to the bed, the bunches of paper will be there. The staff nurse will come, check the blood pressure, check the temperature, check this particular whatever the pulse rate. They'll be writing in the notepad and leave the notepad and go off. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Suppose the patient is admitted, the clinical resilience go for bunches of information, how the drug is saying it. Sometimes you need to take the blood sample and find out like I said, whether the drug reaches the body or not. That's called pharmacokinetic studies I'm talking about. Absorption, distribution, metabolisms, and elimination of the drug. The patient taken the medication. After 2 hours, we have to collect the blood sample and check in the blood the drug trace is available or not. Or every 30 minutes or every 2 hours, you'll be collecting urine sample also. Urine sample. You have to, the drug eliminated or not. So these all are the data need to be collected. It's a data collection. Today, you just understand your work. Before, when we don't have the smartphone, camera phone, in our home, we will have a limited photos. Limited technology come up. We have like bunches of photos. Okay, and storage is huge. Even if we have 100 GB mobile also, it's not enough to storing all our photos, because the mobile phone is giving the megapixels. The megapixels is more like a 10 megapixel, 15 megapixel. Each photo size is also like another 5 MB, 10 MB, like that. So printed photos at our home very limited. We'll have a few albums only, but now, like if you open our photo gallery, you will have multiple albums, each all digitally. The data are getting accumulated. We can able to collect more data and they can store. That is what the companies are able to collect only few information. Electronic, no, they're collecting more and more data. Okay, just keep in mind. I'll discuss in the future. Then, once the data collected and the trial is going on, you have to make sure manage both. There's nothing but a trial management and data management. Trial management and data management. The trial management, data management is nothing but, see, whatever you are planning, the clinical trial, let's take it, the day 1, suppose, to the till the day 10. I have properly planned what to be in a day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, like that. Smoothly I plan. As per the plan, maybe things may not go. I may, okay, face some kind of hurdles to reach my point. This is the actual, but the reality is always this. Reality always this. Okay, so we need to manage it. We should have a management skills to handle it, or appoint the manageable people, the people who can able to manage the things. We have to appoint it. Okay, so those people are nothing but like, the clinical trial management team, the clinical trial management team, and the clinical data management team. Example, 100 subject to the trial. Yes, you got the 100 subject, but during the trial, voluntarily 10 subject is withdrawn from the trial. Voluntarily 10 subject is withdrawn from the trial, but you have committed to the regulatory authority that 100 people I need to trial and show the data. In the protocol you have written, you have to follow the protocol. So in the scenario, you should have a backup of 10 more people. That is what the trial management people will do that. Okay, so another example for the data management. See, like, whenever I'm collecting the data, there's a lot of spelling mistake maybe be done, or a lot of like maybe incomplete data, or a lot of like the inconsistency will be there. For example, date problems. Example, MMDDYY and DDMMYY, a month date or a date month, like that. So this kind of a problem will have it give a misleading answer, misleading the things to our research. So to avoid these kind of problems, to avoid these kind of things, like the data management team will like try to make sure that the data is 100% clear or not. That is what the data managers does. Once the data managers done and they complete the task, it will go to the data analysis and reporting team. They will get the 100% quality data and they'll perform an analysis. How many male participate in the study? How many female participate in the study? How many male got an adverse event? How many female got an adverse event? What is the age group of the male and what is the age group of the female? What is the average height and what is the average weight? What is the minimum height and what is the maximum weight and height? Okay, and these all the informations will be taken from the data and they'll try to analyze and they'll make the beautiful reports in terms of a proper table, in terms of proper graph like a bar chart or a pie diagram, or the vertical or a horizontal bar. There's something like a graphical report they will be making it. So this all the reports only submitted to the regulatory submission. Okay, so after reviewing of all your records, all your information, then okay, provided, then they will allow you to proceed with the next trial. Okay, suppose for example, this is my research on phase 1. Same cycle I need to follow. The next, after the approval, next to phase 2, next to phase 3. It has to keep on. To say this cycle, what I'm showing with the process, what I'm showing you is applicable for the process is same. The teams are same. The work are same. This particular process is followed in the every world organization. Every world pharma companies and the CROs, clinical research, whoever doing the clinical research sites are following this. Okay, so this is the way, we can able to get this informations right. Okay, so before getting into the clinical data science, I would like to show you some kind of on a website to understand. Okay, you have to understand the market, whether this clinical research, the clinical research studies, or how it is going, and how it is effectively, like, is this, in the going on in the market, we can understand. That is something called like the clinicaltrials.gov website. Clinicaltrials.gov website. In this clinicaltrials.gov website, you can understand. Okay, so what are the world clinical trials is going on? The clinical trials are going on. So you can see my screen, right? Let me maximize it for your better understanding. You can see here there are 3,43,915 clinical research are going on across the globe. Across the globe, 3,43,915 clinical research are going on. This record taken from the 216 countries, 216 countries across the world, and the 50 states of US. The 50 states of US, United States of America is having in 50 states, plus the 216 countries they have taken this. So that's why they have mentioned in all 50 states and in 216 countries, like that. Okay, so you can click on map. That is a map wise, we can see that how the global, the map, the global atlas, we can say that the global atlas, like how the clinical research is going. 1,32,000 research going on in US, 98,000 it's going on in UK, European region, then 14,000 in Middle East, and China 38,000, like that. You can see here the number of in each region wise. So let me click on Asia Pacific. That is nothing but our India. Okay, the Pacific Asia, the South Asia, I can say that South Asia. And South Asia, you can see here India. There are total 4,066 research are going on in India, clinical study. Okay, we can go a little further. Ongoing trial, how much? In 4,066 ongoing trial, how much, and how many trials are completed? Okay, so that also we can. Let's go and click on India, and you can see here all the 466 studies are listed down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. You'll have completed, not yet recruiting, not yet recruiting, not yet recruiting, like that. You have some messages are there. Almost 466 studies are informed. I can go for clicking on the left hand side. I want to see only not yet recruiting and recruiting. Okay, I have completed, terminated, suspended, and all. I don't want to. Okay, maybe I can look for active but not started recruiting it. Okay, the trial is active but not at recruiting it. It's similar, like a not at recruiting. This all both like similar only. Okay, so we'll see. Or enrolling by invitation also I can consider, because that is also a kind of an active. So I can click on apply. Okay, so here you can see here the figure 761 research is are active out of 4,000. 761 trials are active. Okay, so let me click on show you. Okay, let's see here the carcinoma. The condition is in a liver cirrhosis, liver problem. Okay, carcinoma, So whatever the liver institute of liver and the biliary science in the New Delhi, they are doing this particular research. I can click to know more about this detail. I can click on the link to more about this research. It's connecting. Yes. Okay. So out of 761, I'm accessing number 1. It gives all the information about the trial. See what kind of a phase it is. It's not applicable. And 170 patient required for this particular trial. It is an interventional study, parallel randomized. When the study is going to start and stop also here, June 20 particular study research. So all the information you can able to get from this particular, it's a free. There's no any, I'm a company guy, I can access. No. It is open for everyone. It's open for everyone. You guys can able to access for, see, this is what you have to understand, because you are going to choose your career in this particular field, whether I can able to work into your work, it's no use. Okay, so please be, understand about the market. Okay, understand the market. Okay, I'll back to this particular homepage of clinicaltrial.gov. Here they kept a separate column for the coronavirus, for a COVID research studies. Separately they have kept it for the COVID research. This particular list in the COVID research, almost 2,341 studies found for a COVID-19 research. 2,341 studies across the world. Right? They have listed all. Now, if I want to check for India, in India, what are these particular studies is going on? Just one step go back to the home page and type condition COVID and type country India and click search. There are 17 studies in India in COVID-19 research is going on. So let me click on any one research and we'll see. Okay, I'll choose the first one, recruiting. It's a New Delhi. They're doing the recruitment. The site is loading. Yes, we got that. The drug is, they mentioned the drug under the phase not applicable. 50 patient they're taking for this particular trial to test the drug. 50 patient they're taking it. The trial start on July 25th and completing on April 25 and completing on July 25th. I think it might be completed or still recruiting is there. Today we are standing, June 29th only. Okay, so still it is active. So July 25th, they may be completing this particular trial. So we can see that all the information about this particular drug also for the whatever the research, whatever the condition, the country, the company, anything we can use it to identify this one. Okay, some of these, the Naukri is for everyone, job ahead for everyone, monster is for everyone. Okay, but clinical trials.gov is only for the clinical research job seeker. Okay, so I thought of to show this particular things. Maybe I can continue with the clinical data science presentation. Data science, we discussed about the drug discovery and the process. The point number 2, we discussed about the clinical research and the process. So I was just narrow downing the work, the the drug discovery is, for example, 10 years. The 5 years of the clinical research we have discussed. Now, in the clinical data science, how I'm going to narrow down which are. So what is clinical data science? The clinical data science is the branches of a healthcare informatics. The branches of a healthcare informatics. When I say healthcare, okay, or I can say like it's a biomedical also, I can able to use the word biomedical. It's a combination of a biology, pharma, healthcare, okay, and also clinical also included. Okay, so healthcare is an area so where you are consulting the patient. When I say consulting the patient, two things are included: pharma and the clinical. So that's why the healthcare informatics, I'm using the word. In that only you have the clinical informatics or a clinical study is there. So whatever the data you are collecting from the clinical trial, by using the software and the information technology, that is nothing but the clinical data science, we can say that. Clinician, the clinical researchers, the clinical data scientists, okay, are using the software and the information technology to improve the human health and provide healthcare to the right people. So that is what all about the. So once again, I'll repeat, data science is nothing but application of information technology and the software to handle the clinical trial data. To handle the clinical trial data is nothing but a clinical data science. The people who are using it, we can say that data scientist, right? Okay, why this particular technology is required? Why this particular technology required? Is it required? Researchers are comfortable. Researchers are comfortable with whatever with the existing. The research, clinical research, 100. Okay, so we should adopt this particular technologies. The reason number one is accumulated. So that is causing a lot of concerns. Okay, so that's creating a lot of issues. Okay, so the huge paper farms are getting it like, so the companies are, they want use the technology. Let's now, even for you, are you understanding it? I will give you a one page of a article. One page article I'll give you. It's a paper document I'm giving to you all. Please find out, one question also I'm asking it. Please find out how many times the word clinical is repeating in the one pages of a document. How many times the word clinical is repeating it. So you will read for 5 minutes, you read for 10 minutes, then you will be marking wherever the word clinical is there, and you will say that, Kabir, totally 20 times the word clinical is repeating it. 20 times the word clinical repeating like that, you will be telling it. So maybe 10 times, 10 minutes you're taking it. Just imagine, I'm going to give you a 500-page book now. Same question. Find out how many times the word clinical is repeating in this. It will be challenging for you. It will be challenging. One answer. How many times the word clinical is repeating? It will take on a whole day to read, or maybe you take a several days also to read and tell that how many times. Sir, I need a 4 days, sir. I need a 5 days, sir. Like that. That is the challenge. The industry people are doing it. So when you take more time, the patient will be dying. Logic, na? Logic, right? That's why the companies are moving to the paper to electronic technology. paper to electronic technology, the companies are moving. Okay, so now not only that, the trials are multi-centric. It's in Bangalore, it is in Hyderabad, it is in Chennai, it is in Delhi, it is in Mumbai, it is in Calcutta, and it is in Pune, it is in wherever the place, multi-centric. Now, the same research conducted at different places, I need to collect all the data from the every places. I cannot send one person, go get the paper and get it, get it, or courier. Ask them to courier it, all the bunches. You'll be wait for the courier to receive. You have to paying more for the courier, or they have to send and scan it and they send that PDF file to you. Lot of challenges are happening it. Information technology, IoT platform. Now, as an individual, you imagine, as an individual, you adopted to manage all your friends in Facebook. Anything is there, you are chatting with your friends through online, anywhere your friend is handy in your phone, you can able to reach them at the same time. Okay, your Google Drive, you are maintaining all your books, all your photographs, all your videos. Anytime it's available for you, anytime is available for you, not only in the laptop, not only in the over the phone, anywhere, anytime is available. So you are making your life the comfortable. Okay, so as an individual, we are making ourselves comfortable for this particular internet and the software. Why can't pharmaceutical companies, CROs, healthcare companies, or hospital will do the same thing? That is what the technology is required. So one question is coming to that: are we know this technology? That is the question is coming to us. Okay, so that is what we are going to understand, the recent trends is happening in the clinical research and the clinical data science. The recent trends, the recent technology used it what? That is what I'm going to brief. Right. So here we have the data collection. I told you this particular clinical trial process, the data collection. I told you the whatever the drug you are given to the patient is reacting for this particular drug. All the information you are going to collect into the source document. Then from the source document, you are transcribing into the document called a case report form. The case report form is a very important document for the research purpose. The source document you are only. This is a hospital record maintaining in the research site. You are not going to give this particular report to the FDA, but the case report form information has to be reported to the FDA, to the sponsor, to the CROs. The case report form only goes. The case report form is nothing but the patient sheet collecting from the individual patient records. Will be collecting it. Organized. It's a well organized document. Well organized document you are going to collect. Okay, so now there's one sample form I'm showing you. It might be very small. Okay, so I can read it for you. For example, you have here a demography, all the patient basic information, like for example, subject initials, date of birth, sex, ethnicity, and the race. Then accordingly you are going to fill the forms. So like this, you will have a bunches of forms, not one form, not two forms, like demography, inclusion exclusion criteria, physical examination, medical history, vital signs, adverse event, concomitant medication, lab, and etc. You'll be having a bunches of forms. I just given a small one number in the below. You can see here on my screen. Suppose, for example, you are taking the research of a 1,550 subject. For each patient, 100 forms, 100 pages, you will be having a 1,50,000 forms or the pages for the research. You give this particular 1,55,000 pages form to the regulatory agencies like US, FDA, or DCG, or EME, or MHRA for your approve and release the drug to the market. They will be finding a huge challenge. It will take a lot of time for them to review the paper document. How I told you 500 pages of the book will take you for you to review and give the answer. Same like that only. They will be facing the same problem. So they need for your information. They're ready to take. They're ready to take. Okay, sir, no problem. So you are giving a paper, give me. Okay. So now, for example, company Novartis is giving the paper document of 1.5 lakhs. Okay, the 1.5 lakhs of the paper document to the FDA. To the FDA. Next, Pfizer for the same coronavirus disease is giving the electronic document to the FDA. FDA saying it, I will take around 1 year for review all your paper document. For electronic, they will take only 1 month. So Novartis is also trying to release the drug for the coronavirus. Pfizer also trying to release the drug for the COVID. This smarter when compared to the Novartis. Just imagine, guys. Say 500 pages of the book I will give you in electronic copy to find out how many times the word clinical is repeating it. Suppose MS Word book or a PDF file. You have an option called Control F. That's a find. You can type in a find the word clinical. It will show that 1 out of 20. Within a minute, you can able to find it out in electronic. In a paper, you have to manually read it. In paper, you have to manually read it. In electronic, you can able to find very quickly. Okay, that is the power of information technology, the software. So that is what the companies want. Please adopt technology for this particular process. So what kind of a technology is the information technology or Internet of Things, IoT technology, the cloud computing or software to handle all the things? The pharmaceutical companies are now forced us to use it because the time taking. FDA recommending it. Today, most of the Indian farmers are not using such kind of a technology for your information, but now they are coming up. Now they are adopting. Now they are moving forwards. Okay, so these are the small things we need to understand. Okay, right. I'll just go to further next slide. Right. So these all are the technology which is using to handle the data from the case report form to the regulatory agencies. Data capture and data management technology, medical coding and the data standard technology, data analysis and the reporting technology. So for every process, you have a software in place. You can call it as a technology or a process. The word process is activity, the work. One after one is called a process. To handle each process, we need a technology. The set of technology, one laptop, the laptop installed with an internet, the laptop installed with a software, the laptop. Okay, so for the process of a data capture and data management, we are going to use some technology. Medical coding, we are going to use a technology. For data standards, we are going to use a technology. Analysis and reporting, we are going to use a technology. Okay, so even after the completion of all your process and the reporting's approval is done by the FDA, you are going to release the drug into the market, the post-marketing surveillance, the pharmacovigilance, the drug safety. For that also we have a technology. Okay, so what kind of today you please go to the kirana store to recharge your mobile. Before, I'm talking like a noises around some 5 years back or 10 years back, to recharging your mobile, they'll give a recharge card, on paper card. You will be scratching, then you'll be typing this particular the number which is there in the scratch card. But now they're asking your number, tell your number. That they're typing the number in they're using iPod or iPad or phone, they'll automatically the number will be get recharged. Then you pay the money. Even paying the money also, how you are paying it? Paytm. Okay, or Google Pay. Okay, or Phone Pay. This kind of you are using a technology for like the fund transferring it also is using this. But even like you monitor, you just take a look of any of the roadside bandis, the chai wala, you take it, roadside chai wala. Okay, he is using that particular Google Pay and Phone Pay, the QR code is maintaining it. He is using a technology. He is using that IoT platform to collect his money. IoT means the word IoT stands for Internet of Things. Now imagine after your completion of your B Farm, M Farm, Farm D, if you're going to any company, don't you think that like a company give you one laptop or give you one computer to work? Definitely. In this particular world, in this particular situation, definitely they will give you one laptop to work. Not simple, right? It can be anything. It can be anything. So for example, now our college is hosting this particular the conference through the StreamYard. The StreamYard is a platform. We are hosting this particular webinar. Okay, so some company will use some other like as a WebEx. Team meeting I'm using with a Zoom. Okay, so we are using a different platform. We are using it. See, now we all are connected with this particular information technology. So that is what you guys has to understand. You guys to understand and like make your the career stronger in this particular technology. The next, these all are the software. These are the software you have for like like an Inform, Central Coder, the Pinnacle 21 validator or R programming, like that. We have some software even for Argus. These are the technology based softwares we are using for each activities. Let me show you some of the video demonstrations, okay, about the software, so that you can understand how this particular tools is working. Right. Okay, so here I have this particular software demo. So I'm going to show you some one of each activity, so that like you can understand. I'll pick up one software for clinical data management. I'll pick up one software for the biostatistics and SAS programming. There's a SAS studio. I'll show a demonstration. And for the pharmacovigilance, I'll show you for an Argus. Okay, right. So that to have a feel like how the software are designed. Let me go to the software demo. Right. So I hope my system is visible. Right. So here you can see here, this is the one video demo. Okay, it's on video. You please take a look for 2 minutes how this particular the one person Her name is Linda. She is accessing her software to enter a patient information. To patient information, she is going to enter that detail. It's a completely cloud platform. It's completely cloud platform. She's opened a Chrome. Actually, it is not a software. She's opened a Chrome. In the Chrome, how you will be typing a facebook.com, no, same like that. She's going to type the software. The rave is nothing but a Medidata. Rave is a tool. She's going to access that via this particular imedidata.com platform. Then I will also back and narrate. You also please can able to understand this video. So now she's typed the imedidata.com. Yes, she's entered into this particular software. It's a cloud software. You can see here her username and past user detail. Her studies, there are total 7 studies are there. In that one study, she's clicking under the Rave EDC. And you can observe she's going to choose her role. There are different roles they have given: clinical research associate, clinical research coordinator, data manager, investigator. So let us see which role she's going to use it. Clinical research coordinator. Continuing, she could able to see her sites as a clinical research coordinator, which are the sites she is coordinating it. Because I told you the clinical research not only conducted in the one site, or it will be in a multiple site. So she's having a multiple site from the different site groups. She named as in a world. This was a demo video, so I'm just showing, not actual project. I can't show you. So you can understand the some of the the key demo site or instructor 1, 2 like that. It is our training platform. So let's see so which sites is going to select. So yes, instructor 1 is choosing. That's a site, and let us understand she's selecting a instructor 1 site. Now already one patient has enrolled. One patient has been enrolled. Now she's going to add a more subject number. Subject number, some random number she type, and clicking save. Then after that, you can see here the subject has been saved like that. There is one notifications popped up. Then this is a subject area of whatever the subject chosen. The left hand side, you can see that particular the menu, whatever the case report form, as I told you, the demography or a medical history, physical examination, all the information. According to the information, you can start filling the detail. She can fill the detail, the visit date, then we can click save. So what I'm trying to mean to say from this particular video demo is, whatever the informations are typing, it all are in the cloud platform. Everything is stored into the server, not in your laptop, not in your hard drive. Okay, everything stored in the cloud. So now the company, when you are going to start your career as a clinical data manager or a clinical research associate or a clinical data coordinator, you have to use this kind of a software. So the companies are expecting also to you to have this kind of a knowledge. You should have a knowledge. Okay, so to show and feel, I'm just demonstrating it. It is a 14 minutes video. Okay, so maybe I can share this video, upload this video into my one of our learning portal. I will share this particular videos for your understanding in the later. I will share this particular links along with my presentations to our college management. So I will ask them to share for your understanding it. That will be maybe for your practice or your understanding maybe later will be better. So I will end this particular thing. We don't want to waste it. We can see that another software. Okay. So I'm going to show you now for Argus. Argus. That Argus is the tool for pharmacovigilance. Pharmacovigilance tool, we can access it. So let us understand how this Argus platform is going to be work for us. So basically this Argus software is designed by Oracle company for the pharmacovigilance drug safety purpose. Argus safety. Now you know how this particular drug safety informations are recorded. Once the drug has been marketed, if the patient is reporting about the drug issues, sir, I have taken this medication, after that I'm facing this kind of a problem, then immediately we have to enter that information into a database. Not simply on the paper. Tell me, sir. Okay, sir. I'll take a wait, sir. 1 minute. I'll take a pen and paper. Tell me, sir. What happened, sir? Oh, okay. You taken this particular medication, Kalpal. Okay, you have taken it, and you got a giddiness. No. That is called time is gone. You will be in front of your system. You have to type all the information. Even somebody is recording in the paper, also the paper will come to do a type in this particular things. I'm going to show you how one new case is going to be entered into an Argus safety software. So this is the platform where you can able to see that all the cases they are going to enter. There's one form. You can see here they're entering the particular the date, then the country, which country, the date of the case has been registered, and the country, in which country. This is also a cloud platform. This is also it's a completely on the online, like via Google Chrome or Internet Explorer. You can able to open it. So type what kind of a report type it is. You have a different report types. We need to study all the things. So for filling it, we need to study some basic things and all. We need to fill it. So you see here automatic some drop down. It's coming up. So spontaneous trial or spontaneous like that. So it is just it's a very easy to use this particular platform. All no programming or no. So this is the work is handled by the pharmacovigilance and the drug safety team. So patient names, the first name, last name, search. So now we are searching it. It's maybe unique. This kind of a cases already anything is recorded or anything is come up like that. We are checking in our database. So no case found. So it's a new case. It's a new case like that. We are concluding it. Continue. Then further more informations we are typing it. So what kind of a life-threatening or a death or a hospitalized or disability? What kind of things? So life-threatening it. Then booking, the bottom, the booking case. Yes, successfully one case has been created. So do you wish to open the case? They're asking the question, yes or no. So accordingly, we can able to. So this is the tools are used by, if you are going to learn pharmacovigilance, if you are going to look for an opportunity for pharmacovigilance, you should know about these kind of software. Without this particular software, okay, so we cannot able to understand. Nowadays, like the companies are not ready to train you guys. That is the big things. Okay, not ready to train. Okay, we'll provide the training by paying the salary. Options are there. There are already trained peoples are there. Okay, so you just plan your things, like how you can able to adapt and how you can able to understand. So especially the people in the final year, okay, you utilize this particular time. You utilize this particular time. We all are sitting at home. Okay, we are just passing the time with something else, watching TVs or like in something like we are doing it. So try to build your. It will take 1 day is enough. 1 day, be away from all your gadgets, take a pen and paper, write all your plans and plan your career, how you want to do it also. Okay, so this video is done. So next video about one software I'll show you, SAS. I'll show you. So this time I want one the real time in the sense like I want to show you actual practice, not a video demo. Actually, I have this particular software which is in the cloud. I want to show you on the demo how I'm going to open this particular software. So I'm opening this particular, you can see here, this is my Microsoft Edge, like how Google Chrome, same like that. I'm using the platform Microsoft Edge. So here I'm opening a new, option I have used it. I mean, the new page I have opened it. So here I already have a bookmark of an SAS on demand. This is our studio. Okay, I have opened. So it is asking for a username and password. It's asking for a username and in my username and password I typed, and I'm clicking sign in. So this is my dashboard. This is my dashboard. Okay, so I'm clicking on SAS Studio. SAS Studio. To open this particular software, minimum like 4 Mbps speed is enough. So even I can open from my iPad, even I can open from my mobile phone. So wherever on go also I can work on this particular platform. So here I have my environment to work. So this is a SAS Studio. So where I can load the data, whatever my project data, I can load it. I can start accessing this particular things via programming. Let me show you one small one program. I will write and show you. Okay, so for example, I'm having a library. So let's take for my one of my project. Creating one library. So the data. This is my demo for a demonstration purpose. I'm just using one library. It's an Orion library. In that I have a data, call it as a sales data. Sales data. You can see here the sales data. So I'm going to show one report for this particular sales data. So for example, means, the means is nothing but one summary report. I'm producing it. Means data equal to Orion dot sales. So Orion is in a library. So now maybe you cannot able to understand. Okay, I know because of it's quite new to you, but still like I want to give a small one fee. So variable is the age. I have a age column. I want to find out like what is an average age, minimum age, maximum age. Okay, those kind of information. Okay, so I will write it. For example, minimum. Mean, min, and a max. It's a mean, average age is a mean, minimum age, and maximum age. Gender wise, gender like a female and a male. So this is the way we used to write for our project in the clinical. Okay, what is the average age for the patient? patient has been come up for the trial, how the females and male and all, we will be finding it. See, I have submitted the program. I'm going to submit now. The program is loading, and sorry, it's given an error. Okay, variable age is not found. Sorry, it doesn't have age. I'll use a salary. The salary column is there. That is better. It's a sales data, right? It's a sales employees data. So salary column, I'll be using it. Okay, see here, we got a salary detail. Female, total 68 females are there. Male, total 97. The average salary for a male is 32,000. The average salary for a female, 28,000. The minimum salary is 25,000 and 83 is the maximum salary. So male average salary is a 22 and sorry, the minimum is a 22 and the maximum is 2,43,000. See how beautifully this report has been given by SAS. The code is very easy. The code is very easy. You only need to understand all the words. Definitely, I can say that on all the terms you can able to understand. Means, use data. You know what is minimum, maximum, salary, gender, class, run. This all the word or English, you know very well. The only thing is like it's been new for you, proc. I have not come across the word proc. It's nothing but first 4 letter of the procedure. Is the first 4 letter of the procedure. Variable, where? 3 letter of the word variable. Okay, so easy to learn. Being a life science background, people also like easy to understand programming, coding, computer, how? No. Okay, so this all easy to use. Let me show you one huge program I have written for the almost 100 lines of program here. Yeah, 255 lines of a program I have written for to make one clinical report. I'll show you that. Let me submit that. It's running. Yes, we got the report now. Total number of patients is 60. Placebo taken 29, 31, or active drug taken. You can see here age-wise and also gender-wise. Male 22 who taken active, 16 taken placebo, 9 female taken active, 22 female taken placebo. See here, very even for the race. Okay, for the black, white, and others, gender-wise, race-wise, age-wise, height-wise, like that we can able to keep on. We can able to get this particular reports. Okay, so this is the responsibility of the programmers. Responsibility of the programmers. Okay, let us go back to our presentation. We are going to the final discussions about the the opportunities. Here I mentioned a few guidelines. What are the guidelines? Okay, so before getting into this particular the field, okay, so like a good clinical practice, then ICH E3 E9 21 CFR for part 11. These all are the very important global guidelines we need to understand. Okay, being into the clinical research and data science. Okay, data science and opportunity. So when I talk about all this particular clinical process, especially in this data collection, data management, trial management, data analysis, data reporting, and the regulatory submission, you can able to look for an opportunity. The average package also 1.8 to 3.5, the max 3.5 for the startup salary. Also, the companies are offering it. Okay, plan your career. Maybe some of the careers will be having it. Maybe I may have some kind of an 2 years saturation, 3 years saturation, after 4 years no hope, like that. But this IT enable the careers for your field, for your graduation or for your post graduation. Okay, this will be the right options for you. Okay, so rather than thinking of something else, this is my suggestion. This is the one option I'm giving you. Okay, so one option I'm giving you for your choice of your career. You might be you want to become a pharmacist, or you want to become a your entrepreneur for setting up a medical shop, or you want to work in a hospital as a medical monitor, or like a clinical pharmacist or a research associate. Okay, so I'm not denying it. I'm not. It's good to go with your vision. So this is an optional with an IT enabled career where you can able to look for a multiple opportunity like this. Multiple opportunities means multiple healthcare and IT company also you can look for. Suppose today if you are become a pharmacist, you can look for the job in all the pharmacy store or in the hospital where the pharmacies are there. Okay, you can't work in IT company, you can't work in like a CRO company, or you can't work in a biopharma company. Okay, so but you are choosing the career in the clinical research and data science, you can work in these companies. That is what I mean to say. So your opportunities is broader, wider. Okay, so you have to create your profile not only for one company or one industry, multiple pharmacy people. Okay, you might be options to go to like a manufacturing company and formulation company, like a production company I'm talking about. So later, if you want to move to one company to another company, you have to look for a same manufacturing company, like a Arabindo Pharma to Sullivan Life Sciences. Like that only, you have been looking for all this kind of a manufacturing company. Okay, so maybe the salaries or maybe the location, maybe those kind of a concerns will come into the picture. So if you are bringing yourself into this particular domain, you can able to change your industry also. So it will be opportunity in location wise, in a salary wise, in the industry, you can able to your choice of choosing your career will be. That is what like I'm suggesting you for this opportunity. Okay, here I have listed some list of companies, so list of things. Maybe I'll read it for you if you couldn't able to read. Novartis, Pfizer, GSK, Zydus Cadila, Merck, or under the biopharma. CROs like an Icon, Paraxel, Inventive Pharma, Quintiles, Partitions for a CRO. Healthcare like an United Healthcare, Thomson Reuters, Sutherland, and etc. For the healthcare. ITS companies like Infosys, Cognizant. IT company also you can work. Some of you might be having some question whether IT company can I work? Yes, you please. After the seminar, you just go and type in your Google. Okay, TCS Life Science, Services, or Cognizant Pharmaceutical, or Infosys Biotech and Pharma. You type and check it out. They have this particular departments, IT and the data only, no internet, software, they can use it very well. Okay, so please do some kind of research on that. Yeah, these are the different roles I have mentioned. Associate research coordinator or regulatory affairs executive in clinical research. I'm talking about clinical affairs is not in the formulations or anything, but in the clinical research. Medical affairs executive, QA QC executive, data entry, data validation, or associates, clinical database programmer or developer, clinical SAS programmer, biostatistician or statistical programmer, CDIS, clinical statistical data reviewer, medical coding officer, drug safety officer, CDISC programmer, or a developer. So these all are the different jobs where BPharm, MPharm, PharmD is suitable for this. Okay, it is not restricted for anyone. Okay, only BM-Pharm, only PharmD. It's not like that. So last, okay, to give some kind of awareness about this particular COVID-19 impact on the clinical research, data science, and opportunity. So this is a one article I have come across in is in one of the MicrosoftNews.com website. Of a COVID crisis, 3 sectors can grow and hire people. One is a healthcare, second is an e-commerce, third one is an information technology. So the combination of healthcare and information technology, just imagine, you won't be lack of job, you won't be worried about the job. Okay, even this is not going to impact. That is what this article is shows about. Please visit and type this keyword, okay, in msn.com. Okay, so maybe you can read more about this. Okay, next presentation, next news, which was little giving a worry. Forget about returning to the jobs as usual after coronavirus. April 2nd, 2020, in New York Post, this particular image I have saw. You can see a man sitting with a hat on the road, out of work. That means is due to this coronavirus symbol is there. So why in the article shows that digitally not equipped? Now today, myself, I'm sitting and working from home so that I can able to contribute for my company. So companies on me or not terminating me or not, sir, coronavirus pandemic, you don't have this computer and technology, you cannot work from home, you will be sitting at idle. Either no work, no job, no work, no salary, or else I have to work something through this particular work from home. That is the only one situation was there. So that is the person who doesn't have this particular digital knowledge. The companies are taking a some kind of the regulation. For example, in this particular article from the LinkedIn, I have seen LinkedIn news, HCL technology. It's a very font is very low because the image I have just taken it. Please, if you are unable to read it for you guys. So HCL technology is locked down till 31st July. The people are not going to work 31st July. Okay. After 31st July, whoever the people are coming to work also, okay, all the sanitization, all the COVID-19 regulation they are going to follow. Plus, they're installing the virtual private network at home. Virtual private network at home, VPN technology at home, so that the people can work from home also. Now, yesterday I have read. Yesterday, one WhatsApp came, as a true or no, false, I don't know. Next 3 to 4 days, like our Chief Minister KCR will announce that whether the lockdown will be continue or not. Okay, so in this kind of a situation, like the companies are getting ready. So imagine in a home, if the virtual private network and computer working from home means like if something has happened to my laptop, something happened to the network, I should be able to repair it. So the companies people are like having a threat. Okay, so that is why the IT is like playing a major part nowadays. This is the horrible news. In the world, 50% of world workers at risk is announced by International Labour Organization. It's affecting because of the crisis, because there was a condition that they have to go to office and work. They can't work from home because of they are not digitally ready. Information technology handling, they don't know. One of the very famous pharmaceutical company they have called, because we are in this particular industry, they have reached out. Kabir, government announces 33% of the employee has to work, remaining 67 employee has to work from home. Now we are facing a major issues. 67% of the employees are not able to handle email writing or remote working, or even simple Zoom also they know to communicate, or computer also they don't know how to use it. So we need to design a soft skill training for those people. Soft skill training is a remote handling. Pharmaceutical companies, manufacturing companies from Vizag, they have contacted us. Okay, so that is the situation of now. Because just imagine the people who don't know how to type an email, the people who don't know how to communicate with an online, they are going to be very, 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 very suffer for the future. So that's why the companies are taking the measure for to train their employees. But now you are a freshers. Okay, you have to be well equipped before knocking the door of any companies when we're going to ask for a job. Okay, just keep in mind. Cognizance to hire 20,000 digitally ready fresher. 20,000 digitally ready fresher. That means second, they want a fresher with a digitally ready. So you have to, equip yourself. You cannot blame on university. You cannot blame on college. It is your responsibility. Is it college taught you the Facebook? Is the college taught you the how to use the internet? No, you did it. You purchased this particular smartphone and you have learned to install the smartphone, whatever the app. So now same way for your job, you have to take in a measurement. You should not put the blame on the college. You should not put the blame on the university. University curriculum is not meeting our requirement. No. You have to make yourself. Companies also not ready to train you guys. Why I should pay the money to the employees to train? That is the company is asking it. That's why you see the word digitally ready freshers. Sir, maybe Cognizant is an IT company. That may be for IT. No. Even I told you the IT company Cognizant also using this. Okay, right. So my final conclusion of this presentation: make yourself as digitally ready user. You are from the license background, Farm, M-Farm, Farm D. You might be knowing a minimum of the technology, the minimum of internet use, the minimum of your computer. So if you have an opportunity to get into this particular things, you are not restricted to only for one industry, healthcare or biopharma, one industry. You can enter into everything. Even today, our government, drug control, they are looking for the digitally ready. You go to passport office. Once upon a time, almost I'm talking 20 years back, when I was 1998, I renewed first my passport I have taken. That time, very old people will be sitting in the passport and collecting document and everything. All people will be above 40 years. But today, I renewed my passport a couple of years back. Okay, so in the Hyderabad, when I renewed my passport, e-Seva center, all are in the young guys. There's less than 30 in the first division. They're sitting it. You have a 3 division: division 1, division 2, division 3, A, B, C, D, like A, B, C, like that. A, B, C, D. A counter, B counter, C counter, and D counter. A counter, who's collecting all the documents electronically, or young. The B, little experienced. Okay, I can say 30 plus. C, 40 plus. Okay, so now because of every desk the computer is sitting it. So please make yourself as a digitally ready user before going into your interview. Before making, apart from Windows, Microsoft Office, Word, PowerPoint to Excel, what tool I'm having it related to my job. Okay, so thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your valuable. I really appreciate your time and listening all my words. I hope this will be a very useful, and keep in touch. Okay, for anything else to the management. I'm wishing you all the best for your future. And those very active, and those who are make your vision towards that. Okay, so as a college, as an people like us, we are always there for you to support the students, to give the knowledge. We are putting a lot of effort to create awareness to our students, like Pulla Reddy College students, like that. We are putting always an effort. But you please has to make sure to whatever trying to communicate, whatever trying to say, like, try to understand and replicate it. That'd be really helpful for your career and for your job only. We are struggling it. Okay, so try to utilize maximum and do good to your parents and family. Okay, so wishing you all the best once again, and stay safe, and be take care of your family, and whatever things is there, follow the government regulatory guidelines and follow the Ministry of Health, and don't follow any kind of like other forwards for the don't keep yourself in a panic situation, and always follow the government regulations, and act accordingly for this particular COVID pandemic. Okay, best wishes. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Any question is there,
Thank
you
you,
can
sir.
ask me.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah, thank you, sir.
so much,
Excellent
ma'am.
session.
Thanks a lot.
And I wish you should have done part 1, part 2, because the demo should have been on the next day. So I think this itself is very useful. Kudos to you. And I think a lot of appreciation comments we have got it, sir. I think more than 100
Thank you.
participants. And for your information, sir, they are not
Okay.
only from our college, it is all over India, sir. We have 3,000 registrations, and out of
Great,
which
great, ma'am.
1,000 faculty and 2,000 students. So out of which we could see some 100 here. And later on, they will come and watch your session, sir. We will give you the views, and
Right.
same thing, you can use it and check it, sir, like how many people have watched your session. So it was excellent, sir. So now I would like to invite one more professional, sir, from the same clinical research. He is Dr. S.D. Rajendran, Director and Head Operations,
Hello,
Citus
sir.
Pharma Service.
Good morning, Dr. Ahmed.
Right.
How are you?
Sir, welcome, Dr. Rajendran, sir. And I know him for almost 20 years before.
2 decades.
So Dr. Rajendran was...
Great, sir. Great,
sir,
sir.
I will introduce to the audience, sir. I will introduce Dr. Rajendran to audience. Dr. Rajendran was head of the Department of Pharmacy Practice, JSS Ooty, and he has 25 years of service from JSS as head of the Department Pharmacy Practice. And now for past 12 to 13 years, he is working with Citus, and he was in Hyderabad also for some time. And now he is associated with Citus Pharma.
Okay.
So I welcome all the participants to
great.
post the queries to both professionals, and to make use of both the experience. So now we will take up the questions, sir.
So just to open up.
Post the question. Sir, the question is from Pujita. Good morning, sir. What is the scope for PharmD students in clinical research? What would be the proper approach and skills to do PharmD students to develop to pursue their career in this field? So who will take up, sir?
So excellent.
I can take up.
I'll take up from Dr. Rajendran. Next, I will come to Dr. Kabir.
Actually, I'm happy to interact with all of you through this virtual world, even though COVID has kept us inside our homes, confined really, but the technology has helped us to meet everyone in this virtual world, interact with them, and hear to lectures of notable people like Dr. Kabir Ahmed. It's an excellent lecture, and as Dr. Lakshmi rightly said, it's so exhaustive that you should have taken it in the 2-3 sessions. But why I wanted to take up this question on PharmD is because I was one of the persons who was involved in guideline framing and syllabus framing for PharmD when I was working with the JSS College of Pharmacy. We were the first to introduce pharmacy practice program in the country with the collaboration of an Australian government hospital, and it's going on successfully till date in JSS Ooty. And when PharmD was being discussed, I was in the panel of the PCI framing the guidelines and syllabus. And before the PharmD program could be implemented, I had to come out for various reasons. But still I'm happy to connect with the students of PharmD. I could remind myself of the days when we had PharmD as our dream, and that has come true now. Okay, coming to this question of Pujita, as Dr. Ahmed had rightly said, the PharmD students have good opportunities in both the practice side in hospitals and in the clinical research side, whereas you can start off your career as a CRO, CRA. See, our company is a BAB study center. We do studies in the healthy volunteers, but Dr. Kabir Ahmed is involved in the core clinical research where phase trials, efficacy trials are being undertaken by him. So, in both these sites, you will be able to find an opportunity to come there. As of now, what you are taught in your curriculum is good enough to have a good entry into the clinical research field and then start off quickly. But there are other courses which do not teach you the requirements, and we need to give a lot of efforts to train the students to fit into our requirement. But as a PharmD student, you will be rest assured, okay, your curriculum is teaching you to take up career in clinical research or clinical practice well. So, coming up with the opportunities, you have opportunity in the clinical side of the clinical research, okay, either as a CRC or a CRA, right from identifying the clinical sites to monitoring the progress of clinical research, concluding everything you can do. And in addition to that, in the medical writing field, you can design how a clinical trial can be conducted, how it should be regulatory compliant, ethically compliant, and will be acceptable to the all stakeholders. Okay, and the other field is pharmacovigilance, right? The clinical research has a short span of time, but the pharmacovigilance, okay, is for the entire life. For the entire period of life cycle and management of the drugs, we need to do this safety assessment, and so pharmacovigilance comes into play, and that will stay fair and will also give good number of job opportunities for PharmD students. Yes, sir. You could even add to the way the PharmD students can get into the pharmacovigilance program, since you are already practicing that in your field.
Okay, sir. Okay. So, shall I go for the second question to Dr. Kabir? Is there any software for determination of sample size apart from G.Pulla software?
Yes, ma'am. Hi, Viresh. We have a tool we are using for our company, using a SAS, using for the sample size determination. And apart from that, we have a tool like an SPSS and a SysStat, and some of the biostatistical tools are available. But widely, the companies, if we take the pharmaceutical companies like Novartis or the Pfizer, whenever they are making of their sample size calculations for the protocol, for the patient recruitment, even for the randomization process, also they're using the SAS. So SAS is the best tool for to do for randomization and also for the sample size determinations. And also it is regulated. It's a US FDA compliance tool, and that's why even the company also is adopting the SAS software.
In fact, the students may not be able to afford SAS. Yeah. Only very few colleges are able to afford SAS. Yeah. Can you give them alternate sources?
Yeah, please, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, there is a Yes, sir. Thank you so much for asking the question, sir. There is a tool is available for Organising SAS for a university edition. So it is a free for students. Okay, so SAS is given a university SAS studio for a university edition. So it can able to freely download and install, and it's a company. Even college also you can able to implement it. Okay, so you can download this particular platform to create an awareness for the students. we can do that one. And we use the SAS on demand for an academics. Whenever we're doing for the students deliverable, like we are using a SAS on academics version. We are SAS on demand for an academics cloud platform. So in college, like you no need to use the cloud platform. You can download it, okay, and you can install it. Even it is not illegal or whatever. So completely it's given by SAS itself. It's a free software. You can type in Google free software SAS University Edition. Okay, so you can download it. So and you can install it. You can learn it. So many of the colleges, even whenever I'm going to the colleges for any presentation, I'm just recommending the tool, like to give at least in the whenever they have in the computer labs, they'll be having some computer lab. No, you can give them for 1 hour access to this particular tool by give them the small one, at least basic awareness. So I'm recommending it. So definitely you can use this particular tool for so nobody will question it. Even SAS also encouraging it to to create awareness. Like us, we are a subject matter expert of SAS and biostatistics. They're asking us to go and to whenever you are meeting the students, let's go on, because they will get an awareness when they're moving out. They can able to use this particular kind of a software. So it's now it is affordable, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank
For
you.
students, they can afford software is pretty clear, right?
Okay.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you
sir.
for the clarification.
Next question
Yes,
we'll
sir.
move on, sir. From Patwari Sridhar, why the adverse effects are discovered only in phase 4 clinical trial? Why not in phase 2 and phase 3?
The question
Anyone?
is wrong. Question is wrong.
Question is wrong. Yeah.
We see
Yeah.
adverse events reported in all the phases from phase 1 to phase 4. See, all the adverse events that can happen quickly are identified from phase 1 to phase 3. Only the long-term adverse effects that are not that cannot be found out in short-term trials, because there are certain adverse events, okay, which happen only when the drug is used for quite long time, maybe several months or several years and so on. So those things cannot be found out in the first 3 phases of trial. For that, you have to go for phase 4 trial. In fact, there are drugs which had seen the market for more than 2 decades and were then removed from the market because of adverse events. So we can't say that a drug passes phase 3 and comes into the market is safe and can be used for life. Okay, and this is one reason why we keep on insisting that the documentation of adverse events is a continuous process and should be there until the life of the drug is there. Thank you.
So the next question is, what is the scope of pharmacovigilance for B.Pharm graduates? Dr. Kabir, the question to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Scope of
Yes, yeah. So if you see, like I say, any requirement from the company, so we are following, more than a decade of all the companies. For example, IQVIA, it's called Quintiles or Paraxel, or even IT companies. Even if we take companies like Cognizant and Infosys and all, they're having a very big team for pharmacovigilance. Almost 1,800 teams are working in Mysore campus for pharmacovigilance, drug safety. Okay, but here for the B.Pharm graduate, okay, so they're not very specific. Whenever they're sending their job profile to us, UG or a PG, okay, pharmacy. So for any graduate, or any in the UG or PG, okay, like that. And they have a two different. Only the pharmacy graduate. I'm not talking for the UG or PG. Now the company is looking for a UG and PG. So now the responsibility, what they are going to take as a pharmacy graduate, if we say in that one, mainly on the case data entry and in a case processing. These are the two major tasks they'll be doing it. So case data entry, that is going to be a non-voice based. So non-voice based, there is no anything to be listened from the as a call center or whatever. They are going to type. They will be, the case sheet will be there. By looking at the case sheet, they'll be typing it. And coming to the voice based, also it is there. B pharmacy people are recruited for the, or pharmacy people recruited for the voice based also. They'll be sitting in the call center. Okay, anyone is reporting on any companies or any doctors or any patients are reporting on the pharmacovigilance and some side effect, like that will be handled through the call center team. So this is called voice based and a non-voice based, we used to call it for the pharmacovigilance. Okay, so mainly they'll be working on the case entry. It's called case intake. We used to call case intake means both a voice and non-voice, I can say that. And case processing using the RGB kind of a software, they'll be processing the case, processing it. Then after that, like it's a move to the doctors will be handling, especially the medical doctor will be handling it. So the work is only on the two things for the pharmacy graduate.
Sir, can you add, sir, because
So-
you are working with pharmacovigilance, Dr. Rajendra?
Sorry?
Sir, you
What is
were
that?
with the pharmacovigilance for many years, sir.
In fact, I was with the National Pharmacovigilance Program, implementing the pharmacovigilance program in a district headquarters hospital in Ooty. It's a tertiary center. Yes, as from the academician and a practitioner, okay, we wanted to spread the concept of giving spontaneous cases. So we created the awareness to the doctors. We made them to identify the adverse events, write them, and we are even sent to the National Pharmacovigilance Cell. And thereby, we created awareness both in our center and also spreading the concept in various government and private hospitals in Tamil Nadu. That was maybe from 2000 to 2008.
Okay. So the next question we'll move on, sir. From Avanti. I'm working as an assistant professor in a pharmacy college. Because of family constraints, I wasn't able to start a profession in CRIT sector. Does my experience will be considered if I want to switch? Who will be answering, sir? Dr. Kabir?
You are already
Yes,
an assistant
ma'am, like,
professor. You are at a higher level. But when you come to industry, you will be placed in a position which can suit your current knowledge and what you can take up. So you may be needed to work at levels lower than maybe your students. So will you be happy to do that?
Okay.
So you have to take a decision. The industry is open. Okay, we need people, and if you are interested to take up the job, okay, we can assess you and give a job suiting your profile. But your current level and the profile, based on which we are giving a job, may not be equivalent. Dr. Kabir, can you add anything?
Can you add on, sir, Dr. Kabir?
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, let me tell about my background so that, like I said, that might be a little
Encouraging to him?
he can understand. Here as a lecturer in one of the college in Tamil Nadu, and in biotechnology and bioinformatics. Almost like so 1.5 years I have worked. So my motivation is started in a college only, because like I was out of, in my batch, 68 students in my batch. I was the only person who's with bio IT, like with an IT, with bio I've started. So the same college only is recruited me as an assistant lecturer for the bio informatics side. Then that I was, like it is my accident or unfortunate, whatever you can take it, but I enjoyed for almost 1.5 years working as a lecturer. But I was in a little want to move out to the industry. So like I added into what the industry. I was traveled with the industry. What I did is I started going for a corporate trainer for the industry as a guest lecture to the companies. So working in a colleges, I used to go to the corporate as a lecturer to the companies, and I've started slowly moving myself into the academic industry. Okay, so then whatever the gaps are there, like whether because my colleges give the books I need to follow the units. I need to complete that particular on given the time. So to companies like you will have all the real time and project based and practical oriented. I was started filling all this kind of things. Then later, like Oasis, I could able to start working with the Biocon. So 2003 January was my first job as an lecturer, assistant lecturer in a college. Then 2004 July, I was associated with one of the company in Bangalore. Then 2005, I was associated with the Biocon as a biostatistics, the consultant for training their biostatistician, using software and using Excel. And like, and I've started my career consulting as a corporate trainer. So that is what my transformation started. So to Mr. Avanti, I can say, okay, so maybe you look like you are the assistant professor is might be your accident or your lecturer. If it is that particular true, if you want to move to this particular field, I can find the best example for you. So to transform you from the academics to the industry. But like you should sacrifice. If you feel that like you worked a lot of years in assistant professor or like whatever thing is this, you because if you feel that I'm going to waste all my career in the past, whatever I done, okay, either you have to justify for the past, or you have to totally you have to like remove this particular past career. You have to start as a fresh. You have to be open with your the new salary, the new position, and like in a new vision, new determination. Everything will be very. If you have a like me, I had a only 1.5 years only experience. For 2 years, I can say that. So if you have a more than 2 years, like please think twice. Like as our Dr. Sar said, like you have a lot of growth in this particular things also to grow with the university. I got an opportunity as an assistant lecturer itself. Within a 1 year, I got be a board of member in a bioinformatics division. I used to prepare a question. I used to prepare like I had just had a 1 year experience only. So next year, academic years, I was preparing the question paper for the bioinformatics, MSc bioinformatics. Even I have not MSc bioinformatics, I have completed. I did only postgraduate diploma in bioinformatics and MSc biotechnology. So I got an opportunity like as a prepare a question paper and designing the curriculum for the next academic year. So like so when I could able to make it like if you have like more, definitely you can able to rock good in this particular the current universities and college itself. Okay, so if you feel that I have a less knowledge, I not having a less hope, or my vision is my vision is getting spoiled, or what I feel that one, pretty much you can able to move to this industry. No, what do you call? There is no any worries about it. You have yeah, career growth here. Right.
Okay, sir.
Avanti, see
I think
here.
your lecturing
Here,
skills are on today. No wonder.
just a minute.
Yeah, sure.
Avanti, see here. Dr. Ahmed worked in academics for less than 2 years. I worked in academics for close to 25 years. Both of
Yes,
us are now in the industry. So
yes,
industry welcomes both.
yes,
When it
yes.
can welcome a 25-year year experienced person from academics, why not you? It is there. But when you get some benefit, you will also compromise somewhere. So
Okay.
it's you who should take a decision.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have seen in the participants, there are many questions about SAS Institute in Hyderabad. So, which is the best institute in Hyderabad? So, can you highlight on that, Mohammed Kabir? SAS Institute in Hyderabad. Maybe all over India also.
Madam, ask about as a yeah yeah as a well-wisher of a student. I want to speak not as uh, a entrepreneur or a businessman, because I operate a company IDDCR. We use a SaaS training. We providing a training, but I don't want to promote the IDDCR or whatever. But as a well-wisher to commonly, you can choose like two things. Okay, now today's learning SaaS is cheaper. Okay, you don't need even as a Kabir, as a SaaS expert, I have not spent a single money for my learning SaaS. Okay, so now I'm running a company within I'm delivering the projects within a SaaS and everything. So like I have not spent any money for it. Okay, so the choice is yours because God given is in a two things. One is the freedom of choice and 24/7, 24 hours a day. So as a teacher, I want to guide to my students and my people. Okay, so two way you can think about it. One is the whether the learning from the leader is always in a better, the proven, the person who already in the successful in the industry, who can able to guide you, not just only the teach the subject. Okay, not only teaching this particular subject knowledge, because even if even free education, YouTube, there are bunches of videos is there. We can download the videos and we can able to learn and we can able to practice it. But guidance is required. Further guidance is required. So how you can able to plan your career. So on the note you can able to think of. So usually, like is when your madam is asking a specific question, like Hyderabad, the training institute, like is only the SAS. So I can name like a few training institute. Okay, so one is our industry, our company, that is an IDDCR, the Cytal, that is in a Clip Lab, that is also exactly they are doing for an training for a SAS. And third one is the Lordstone. So Lordstone is an accredited SAS training organization, and that is also another opportunity you can look for. It's located in Panjagutta in Hyderabad. And third one is the Kovalan Technologies, maybe the budget very small. I don't want to IDDCR, and a Lordstone will charge a premium for this particular training. And the Kovalan Technologies, which is very in the budgeted, the training they are doing it. And also the fifth one I can see the Gratisol. So these all are the the training organization on the budgeted to the premium level, doing it. So probably students can explore these institutes and understand the strength, the capabilities, and the even not only, as I told you, not only the learning, even for the future also they can able to think of.
Okay, sir. So there's
Thank you,
another
ma'am.
query
Yeah.
for, clinical data management and clinical research pharmacovigilance. PharmD is sufficient, or any other add-on course should be opt from a student?
As such, to get a job, it is sufficient because PharmD itself is teaching all the basics of these things. But at the same time, if you want to have a basic knowledge, or say around data management, you can undergo a data management course or a pharmacovigilance course, which could be an added advantage. But even without that, you could still get job. Dr. Ahmed, am I right?
Yes, sir. You are totally true, sir. Because, like is as you said, the PharmD curriculum is completely teaching the all the aspect, all the knowledge, guidelines, process, everything they're teaching it. Okay, but I have a one things to tell to all our students, even including Mohit, for you. Take a job description of the company. Take any job description first before asking the question within you. Also take the job description of the company, and job description is a matching with your course curriculum or not. You check it out. For example, clinical data management, clinical data analyst, clinical data the any programmer or a clinical research associate or a pharmacovigilance specialist, like that. A lot of job opportunities are there, right? Just simple search in Naukri or a LinkedIn. You take this particular JD, compare your JD with your course curriculum. So then you can find the gap. Okay, so maybe 50% may be matching it, or like maybe 20% may be matching it. Maybe some gap you can able to plan for your training it. So don't waste the time of reading the or studying the same thing what you have learned in the college. Okay, as Sar said, because most of the, because even I was associated with like as a form D, even Hyderabad Pharmacy World Congress group. I was one of the member, so I used to see this particular pharmacy students curriculums, and I used to see that one. It's a pretty much clear. Even in our whenever we are doing the trainings, also we will be very specific to what is the gap for the industry and the academic. For that level only, we will be training it. And so best practice is always for your job seeker, for a fresh biscuit from the company. Take the job description of the company, and try to get that particular your course content. You might be having the course content, you compare it, put it on the table, compare it. So you write it, what are the gaps are there, accordingly search for the proper skill development doing, as our sir said.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, this question is for Dr.
Thank you, ma'am.
Rajendran. Can we go PhD directly after PharmD? Any entrance exam is required?
We can directly go to PhD after Form D, but entrance exams are decided by the individual colleges or the universities. So you need to check their website to see the eligibility criteria. Most people have an entrance examination, okay, as a process of filtration and as a process of guide selection. So for both these, entrance exam is needed by most universities and colleges. To answer your question, yes, entrance exam will be there. You need to attend.
Yeah. So nowadays, all the universities, they conduct entrance exams, sir, for PhD.
All the universities conduct
And
entrance exam.
after that, pre-PhD exam is also there. So
Yeah,
it's
and Form D is direct eligibility for PhD.
yeah, and it's mandatory, sir, nowadays.
Yeah.
Niyati, any other questions, Niyati? Or shall we close the program? I think there is another one.
There is another question.
Digitally ready user. What kind of skills we can acquire to fulfill this requirement? I
Dr.
think you have
Ahmed's
answered
question.
in your
Right.
presentation,
So-
sir. Dr. Kabir, you have answered in your presentation that digitally ready user. So,
Yes.
what sort of additional add-ons to be learned?
Right. So of course, like we all are learning this particular concept learning, and the knowledge oriented courses only we are learning from the as per the adopting the university's curriculum. Even universities also like instead of adding some kind of an allied paper or ancillary paper like computers also. But when you say like when coming to the industry for the real time, like we need to use some kind of like is the industry required is the the knowledge is required. Very first thing is this, okay, the business communication. The business communication is a very important, because now communication is a very challenge. As a college, as a students, we all are there, always we go to our cabin to meet our HODs or our class teacher for asking permissions and everything. We don't have a habit of communicating through the electronic. We don't have a habit of communicating over the like emails. That is very, very important to be a digitally user. First thing is like communication is a very, very important. Whether you communicate with the phone or like is in person with the over the call, that is a communication, oral communication. But the digital communication is an email writing is a very, very important. Effective email communication. First thing for a digital to be a user. Second one is like operating yourself digitally. Okay, apart from the communication, operation, how you are operating yourself, how you are making yourself available to others, that is very important. Okay, so you have to be make yourself available to yours. Like always, like I'm comfortable to over the phone. You call me means like how many people you will address in a day. Okay, so like is an operating yourself like digitally. Like for example, now with this particular video conferencing, I'm making myself available. So to learn this particular remote work, okay, remote work. Okay, so how you type in the Google in the remote working like is the soft skill for remote working. What are the best tips for the remote working? These are the operating ourselves like a digitally ready user. Okay, one is the business communication. I mean communication management to digitally. Second one is the operating it. The later only the technology for your work. It can be a SaaS, it can be a data management, it can be a software, whatever the software I have showed you, right? These all are the third only. Okay, because every financial status of a person, remember, every financial status of a person determined by, okay, your communication, your operating skills. Technical skill is very limited only. Technical skill is very limited only. Okay, 15% the technical skill means, okay, 85% and operating skill is very, very important. So digitally ready user, I mean to say for a three aspects: communication, operation, and the technical aspect. For example, one of our person asked for a samples as calculation, how to do it. Then we can use a SAS software to do this particular things. Okay, so how to operate, how to communicate to the other person asking it again, that is also very important. So digitally ready user, you be in this particular three aspect of learning this particular the software.
Okay, sir. Sir, the next question is to Dr. Rajendran, because I remember
ma'am.
you have done your PhD in population pharmacokinetics. I still remember, sir, whether you remember or not.
I don't
But
remember where
not
my
that
PhD book is.
you have finished. So this particular query is on PKPD modeling jobs in Hyderabad. So what is the scope of PKPD modeling jobs in Hyderabad from Abhinaya?
Abhinaya, PKPD modeling is a very, very challenging area. You do not have many people who can teach you on this, and not all pharmaceutical companies are worried about this type of modeling. So this is a very narrowed down field, but at the same time, number of people working on this is also pretty low. So you have an opportunity, and if you are no, if you are interested in PKPD and if you are doing well in PK already, then this is a good job for you, because select number of people, very few, very good growth, and you will be not just working in Hyderabad, you will be working for global companies globally, and you have opportunities to go to all the regulated markets. No, it's highly challenging and highly rewarding job. Okay, don't worry about if you want to work in Hyderabad, companies like Novartis, Pfizer, okay, GSK have openings there. Okay, you can try that, but do not try in smaller companies which are doing generic drugs and so on. Think of companies that are doing innovative research.
Okay, so the next question is to share Dr. Kabir's personal email and communication that we will be giving it to you. We'll be sending you along with the. I think, sir, shall we share your email IDs to the students and the staff, sir? To the participants, is it okay, sir, Dr. Kabir?
No problem, ma'am. No problem.
Okay, so then I think it is taken care of, and there is an appreciation for both of you. Amazing, very informative. Lot of thanks to the presenter, sir. And I think we
Thank you
will
so much, ma'am.
close the session, sir. I think it is almost 1 o'clock. I think you have to go for your lunch, and even the participants also. It's a long day session, and
Right.
sir, I personally thank Dr. Rajendran for joining us. His busy schedule, because from home he is working, and Dr. Kabir, I think you have shown your lecturing skill actually. So you have told me that you have 1.5 years of experience of lectureship, and I think after a long time you have given the lecture to the students as well as the faculty of our registrants. So now I
Lakshmi,
request.
don't tell any Chennai that is busy. We are confined to home.
Sir, soon we will also be going for lockdown, sir.
Yeah, we are working because of technology.
Yes,
Otherwise,
yes,
we are
true, sir.
confined to home.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right.
Very, very nice session, sir. I request Dr. Gauhar Sultana to present the vote of thanks. And after the vote of thanks, we will stop the live. But I request Dr. Kabir and Dr. Rajendran to stay with us.
Okay.
Please be online after the live also, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sure, sure.
Thank you, Lakshmi Madam. This is Gauhar Sultana, Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmacy Practice, G.Pulla Reddy College of Pharmacy. I would like to propose the vote of thanks to the speaker, Dr. Ahmed Kabir, Director, Head Operations, IDDCR. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your interesting, enthusiastic, thought-provoking lecture. You have provided a sneak peek through various softwares. Definitely the participants might have benefited from that. I also thank Dr. S.D. Rajendran, Director, Head Operations, Citus Pharma Services, Chennai, for making it possible to join us and making question answer session interesting. I would like to express my gratitude to our beloved principal, Dr. B. Madhav Reddy and Dr. B. Prabhashankar sir, to facilitate the conduct of this program. I would like to thank our organizing secretary, Dr. P.K. Lakshmi, and our organizing team, Mr. Nasib Basha, Archana, Niyati, and Naveen Kumar for working tirelessly throughout these days. Finally, I would like to extend my gratitude to the wonderful participants who have turned up in a good number from various parts of the country. Thank you so much for your cooperation, participants. And all the recorded lectures will be available in GPRCP YouTube channel permanently, so anybody can visit our channel and view the lectures. The feedback link is active now, so participants can submit their feedback. Tomorrow, that is the last day of our e-FSDP program, Dr. P.K. Lakshmi, Professor, Department of Pharmacy Practice, GPRCP, will be speaking on a walk through online resources of PharmD and demo of a presentation website. So do join tomorrow and get benefited. Once again, I thank all. Have a great day.